My name is Adam, and I'm an alcoholic. Daily Reflections. March 13th. A World of the Spirit. We have entered the world of the Spirit. Our next function is to grow in understanding and effectiveness. This is not an overnight matter. It should continue for our lifetime. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 84. The word entered and the phrase entered into the world of the Spirit are very significant. They imply action, a beginning, getting into, a prerequisite to maintaining my spiritual growth. The Spirit being the immaterial part of me. Barriers to my spiritual growth are self-centeredness and a materialistic focus on worldly things. Spirituality means devotion to spiritual instead of worldly things. It means obedience to God's will for me. I understand spiritual things to be unconditional love, joy, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, self-control, and humility. Any time I allow selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear to be a part of me, I block out spiritual things. As I maintain my sobriety, growing spiritually becomes a lifelong process. My goal is spiritual growth, accepting that I'll never have spiritual perfection. My name is Adam, and I am an alcoholic. You, in those AA meetings, only talk about God. Such talk does not interest me at all. I've heard such an argument many times from the mouths of men who, despite the obvious need to rearrange their lives, to put it mildly, find many ways to distract themselves from admitting to the difficult but liberating truth that is, I am an alcoholic. Not to mention reaching out for support. The reason? Maybe they are offended at God, whom you've asked for help more than once, and nothing. You have never believed in him, so why should it be otherwise this time, especially now, when he clearly does not help you, because he never has. And as a rule, I know that any discussion, any attempt to explain or correct such general knowledge about meetings is doomed to failure. At times like this, I feel helpless, but I've also learned not to fight it anymore. Does one read it as a sign that the person is not yet ready to make a decision and fight their addiction, therapies, or joining the AA fellowship? Usually yes, and I am not able to explain how we pay attention to God, to the higher power. However, I understand it during the meetings. All I can do is invite you to the meeting again, just for a trial, for a while, for coffee and chocolate. Today's reflection is one of my favourites. It explains the sphere of spiritual life very well, talking about unconditional love, joy, patience, kindness, goodness, humility. As a spiritual life, materialism brings us torment in the form of dishonesty, fear, resentment, jealousy, or selfishness. Possession is nothing bad, but it is fully digestible by us and takes on taste when the spiritual sphere dominates it. It is regrettable that this barrier caused by the word God, the word repeatedly contained in the 12 steps and traditions, the prayer for the serenity of the Spirit, can create such a plague that will hinder the path to recovery, and later the path to a life of happiness and love. Thank you for today. See you in sobriety. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference.